Yo guys, what is going on? It is Invin here, and today what I'm bringing to you guys is a brand new video on what I am going to be doing in my Lost Ark launch. Obviously, the pre-download is available from now. At the time this video goes live, you'll be able to pre-download the game whether you've bought a Head Start Founders Pack or not. Now, if you obviously have got that Head Start Founders Pack, for us, the launch is tomorrow, and officially the free-to-play launch is going to be on the 11th. So this is going to be my pre-launch plans ahead of the 8th, as I do have the Founders Pack to allow me to have that early access. And yeah, I am basically, as a disclaimer at the start of this, completely new to Lost Ark. I played maybe 5 hours of the beta, so unfortunately I got a chance to play it with, and haven't played the Korean version, haven't played the Russian version. I am literally brand new to the game, which is why you haven't seen anything like beginner's guides as of yet, because I do want to get hands-on to make sure that all of my info is really, really top-notch before I bring you guys a video on that. So although I've been doing research, I do want to make sure that I'm actually physically able to, kind of test things before I bring them into a video format. So with that being said, it's going to be from the perspective of a completely new player, which I do know a lot of you guys in the NA/EU/Western version of this game actually are, because a lot of us haven't tried the game yet and have purposely not tried the game to make it fresh when this does launch, which we've been waiting for this for a while. So hopefully this will be of some use. So the first thing I'm going to do is create my character and pick my class. This is probably the thing that I've spent the longest time researching and looking at. Character creation itself, not so much, but actually the class that I'm going to be picking. The first class that I am going to play in Lost Ark is the Sorceress. I know that this is a very popular class. I know a lot of people have already kind of hit up this one and said that they like it. And it's apparently a lot easier to play than some of the other favourite classes. And as someone with literally zero game time, 5-10 hours, whatever, experience in the game, I feel like this is a class for me. I think my second choice is Berserker, so I may end up switching to that last minute. I'm still not 100% sure, because I do really like the melee, big two-handed sword type style of play. But we'll see. We'll see how we get on with that, and if nothing else, I will certainly create a Berserker as a second account. And then I think I also want to create a Bard as a utility and support kind of alternate character. If you don't know much about Lost Ark, it does seem to be very ult-friendly, and with that what I mean is you can easily switch to your ults, level them up, and potentially buy levels later on in the game as well. You can pay a certain amount of gold to level a character up to 50 to save the grind, and then just do the end game content with them. So that is probably what I'll end up doing there, with the Bard as like a second or third character depending. And then I think eventually I do want to create a Gunslinger, because apparently their DPS is really, really good and they're really fun to use. And then maybe some other ones down the line. I'll have to wait and see what takes my fancy. I do really like the look of the Scrapper as well, but again, I just can't pick them all, so I'm sticking with the Sorceress or the Berserker, one of the two, but probably the Sorceress for my actual launch. The abilities for this look really cool, looks like a lot of fun. It tends to focus on AoE mob killing and kind of grinding out big packs of mobs, taking care of a lot of enemies at once, which is really cool. Still really useful in PvP and against boss fights as well, which is something I've looked into, and apparently it's just a really good all-round class. So I'm going to give that a go, see how much fun I have with that, and that is my kind of key to getting started. So obviously, first things first, test out the game, go through the story. I'm not going to be grinding to 50 as fast as possible. I do want to get there in a reasonably timed run, but I am going to also go through the story, try and learn the lore of the game to kind of understand best what is actually going on, what the objectives are, and how everything fits in with one another, at least on my first playthrough. Subsequent playthroughs and such, I may just skip through most of it and just do main story only, just hammer through straight through, because I think you can do it in about 10 to 15 hours from 1 to 50, so not terribly long to level up. So I am going to first of all take my time with it, and then maybe hardcore level after that. Now that being said, I do want to try and get to 50 fairly quickly so I can test out the end game content, of course, to bring you guys tips and tricks, to bring you video guides, all that sort of good stuff. So obviously do make sure you're subscribed if you haven't done so already, because there will be tons of content for Lost Ark coming out very, very shortly on the channel as soon as I get hands-on with the game. And then after that, what I'm going to do is, of course, test that endgame content, build my endgame sets, test out all of the different mechanics. So, of course, you've got things like the influence type system, where NPCs you gain levels of trust with and stuff. You can also do world quests to unlock different areas and different content pieces. And there's also, collectible things in there like your cards. So I'm going to work on getting a load of those. And that is when I get, sort of midway through the end game. So that won't be right at the start. So we'll leave that there for today's video, as this is what I'm doing at the beginning. Now, what I'm also going to do is take the time to learn about the character and the class class itself. And of course, like I say, they're playing the Sorceress. It's supposed to be one of the easier ones to do, but I am going to learn the abilities, how you can best use the abilities, and really take my time as I go through the story in order to be able to do this. I will pick up PvP opportunities if and when they come available during that process as well, so I can kind of get inklings of how stuff works differently versus a player, which might give me a little bit of a stronger standing in the PvE side as well if I work out how to use an ability with a slightly different utility to what I initially thought it was. I always find this a useful tip. I don't know if some people will want to use that. Some people just don't like PvP at all, or some people are really want to just do PvP more than anything. So if you want to do one or the other, that's fine. But if you're a player that likes all content like myself, I do recommend dipping in as early as you can to each bit of stuff, just to give it a good try on your first couple of days, so that then you can maybe find out some things almost by fluke or by trial and error that might really help you further down the line and might put you a peg or two above other players, because obviously you do learn some things from that you might not otherwise have learned. Now, also, what I'm going to be doing here is focusing on, making the most of this 3-day head start, testing out a few classes, maybe just the first few levels to see what I actually do like for a second and third character, because I think that's going to be important, even if I don't level them right away, just getting a good idea. I'm going to be setting up my guild. I've got a guild which is going to be going live for the community, my community here. Now, if you do want to get involved with the Lost Ark community, whether you want to join the guild itself or you just want to be part of the wider conversation we have going on, please do go down below, press the link in the description, which is for my Discord server. Get yourselves over there. There's a little react for your roles, and if you click on the fire emblem next to the Lost Ark one, you will be given a Lost Ark role in my Discord server, where you can then join in with the chats, join in with the conversations, and if you do want to join the guild, there is an option for that as well, so that you can go in there and sign yourself up to be a part of the guild once we unlock further slots to allow people in. And that'd be really cool if you guys want to join in with that, and we can spread the knowledge, spread any tips and tricks, any news, all stuff like that, and have good discussions, good debates about what's better, build classes, suggestion ideas for how to work things in PvP, all of that good stuff, which is a lot of fun. So do get involved over there if you do want to. We have got some members that are kind of more experienced that have been talking me through that, so I'm also going to try out those different things there, which should be quite a lot of fun. And the main thing is then that I am going to have as much fun with it as possible. The launch of a game is always the most hype time and the most fun. I'm going to use this opportunity to find out as many things as I can about the game, so that I can bring you guys some positive and good constructive content for the official launch on the 11th. And of course then, any secrets that I find out, I'll drop those for you guys. Any kind of tips, tricks, nifty little things that not everybody will know, I'll bring you guys all of that. I'll also do a review of things like the crystalline aura and say what it does, whether it's worth it, and I'll work those into videos as well, seeing as though there's your premium things. I'm going to do an assessment of the shop, see how pay to win this game is, because apparently it's pretty balanced. People have said as far as games with a cash shop go, it's actually not bad. It can speed up your progression, but obviously all progression is capped because you have a daily limit and a weekly limit of things to do, so you can't exceed that regardless of how much you put into the game, which is kind of where the capping comes in. So that does make sense. However, you can obviously get some stuff which is a boost, and you can get, your cosmetics, which is cool. So I'll have to see where that balance comes in and what I feel to the game, and I'll give you guys, again, updates on all of that in videos in the near future, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Other than that, what I'm going to be doing is basically going through the motions of the game, finding out my most enjoyable parts, whether it's, PvPing, whether it's PvE, whether it's the raids, whether it's the dungeons, whatever I like the best, the islands, the stronghold part of it. There's so much to explore in Lost Ark, and if you haven't seen the latest launch trailers and stuff, go and have a look at them. There's some really cool things upcoming as well, which is awesome. So I am going to be covering all of that stuff here on the channel when it does drop. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video, just kind of a quick update what I'm planning to do, almost like a verbal spitball of ideas of things that I'm going to plan to do, and hopefully some of them have helped you guys to think of things or inspire you to do your own things when the game launches as well. Obviously, like I said, I haven't played it fully, so I don't know the in-depth and all the terminology and stuff yet, but that will change very sharply once I do get hands-on with this tomorrow, so you can expect some videos coming thick and fast from that point onwards. Other than that, guys, that is going to be it for today's video, so thank you very much for your time, thank you for watching, and I will catch you again tomorrow with some brand new content. Take care, guys, and peace.